Hello, this is Mr. Hornsby 83. This is the Mr. Hornsby 83 show, and today I am doing my finale of Batman month. I'm doing two back-to-back videos. I'm going to do a part 1 and part 2. Part 1 is going to be the Batman Beyond review, which I was going to do last night, but I figured might as well just save it for, save it for today, and, do it back-to-back with Batman Animated Series review. So, Batman Beyond. This show really started in I think 98, 99 after the original Batman animated series had ended. It starts out with Bruce Wayne after these crooks, and he's so old and so weak he has to resort to trying to shoot one of the crooks with a gun, but excuse me, but because he don't like using guns, Bruce Wayne decides to retire as Batman. So we get introduced to our main character, which is Terry McGinnis, his girlfriend, his friend Danny, I think her name is. Or, no, it's Max. Yeah, Maxine. I don't know why I kept thinking it was Danny or whatever. Maxine. And his girlfriend's name, I think, was Dana. And, Terry's story pretty much is similar to what, Bruce Wayne's story was initially. His father was killed by a crook, although this crook was paid by Paxton Powers to kill Terry's dad. And Terry did not lose his mom. His mom was still alive. He's got a little brother and all that. But yeah, overall, Batman Beyond, though, I thought was a pretty good show. My only issue with the show is the villains. I mean, you look at the villains on Batman Beyond compared to Batman's villains, Bruce Wayne's villains as Batman, and Terry McGinnis' stint as Batman with the villains he's had to take on. There's not really no big threats, except for maybe 2, maybe 3 big threats to Terry. So I'd say at number 1, the top threat would be Paxton Powers, aka Blight, who had his father killed because his father was asked too many questions, and he wanted to live by the way Bruce Wayne used to live by things. And second would be Ink, would be the second biggest threat. And I'd say for distant third for villains with freaking Batman Beyond, I'd say distant third would probably be the Cobra Clan, or Cobra Cult, whatever they were called. And then a distant fourth, because you got distant third, and then you got distant fourth, I'd say the Royal Flush Gang. And the reason why I got the Royal Flush Gang is because there is a girl that's kind of similar, is kind of the Catwoman for Terry, she's Terry's version of Catwoman. She's a crook with her family and all that, but she loves Terry, and Terry loves her, and, and they had to get that in. I mean, other than that, can you really say the Jokers were a big threat? I mean, especially after watching Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. Now, Batman and Robin probably integrated the freaking Jokers in it, probably because of Batman Beyond, who knows. But, can you really say the Jokers were that much of a threat? Shriek, you could probably say, was a big threat too, but not that much. Even Spellbind, I think that was his name. It was either Spellbind or Mindbender, one of those two. Even Spellbind, freaking, I'd say. But those are the top villains for freaking Batman Beyond, and that's a very weak villain list compared to the villains that Bruce Wayne had to take. I had to take out Two-Face, Man-Bat, Joker, Catwoman, Clayface, a bunch of villains. Now, I've never read the Batman Beyond comics, so maybe there's been other villains that have been tougher, but as far as the show, the villains were the weakest part of the show. I mean, other than Blight, Inc., and the Cobra Clan, the biggest threats to freaking Terry McGinnis were freaking Joker. I guess you could say Talia al Ghul. Mr. Freeze. And Superman. And any way it goes, you disqualify Superman and Mr. Freeze because Superman was being controlled, I believe, by Starro. And Mr. Freeze was pretty much good. He didn't go back to, once, Paxton Powers gave him a new body and all that, Mr. Freeze was trying to be a good guy. But because Paxton Powers betrayed him with the lady he hired to watch after Mr. Freeze, who Mr. Freeze ended up falling in love with, after they betrayed him, then he went back to Mr. Freeze suit. But then again, he didn't go evil. He just went after Paxton Powers, a.k.a. Blight, and the lady that was working for Paxton Powers. And pretty much, and even the two top villains got done in by their own children. I mean, Blight got done in by his freaking son, and Inc. got done in by her daughter. Because Blight's son betrayed him because he wanted to take over the company and all that. So that was the end of Blight, which Blight gets revenge on his son. I think he killed his son with him. Inc., though, her daughter just totally wiped her out like it was nothing. So might have been a niece or something like that too. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, the two top villains for Batman Beyond got wiped out by their children. So yeah. So overall, Batman Beyond, I give it a 4 out of 5. The other reason why it's got a 4 out of 5 and not a 5 out of 5, because the show was a good show. I liked the intro. I liked the story. I liked the characters. I thought Terry McGinnis was a good Batman. But the main problem I had with the show was the freaking villains were so weak. There was not, outside of Blight and Inc., they were the two biggest threats to Terry McGinnis as Batman. So out of those two, there was no other. So that's why I give Batman Beyond a 4 out of 5. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. Let me know what you guys thought of Batman Beyond. Do you agree with me with how weak the villains were? Do you think the Joker should get more respect than what they did? Leave it in a comment. And please like this video, subscribe for more. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Hornsby83. Follow me on Facebook at Mr. Hornsby83 Show. And, Trigen Toys. And, that's it for this one. Oh yeah, before I go, this video is not for kids under the age of 13. This is for people who grew up watching Batman Beyond. Even though Batman Beyond, around the time it was coming around, I was a little bit older, a teenager, but I still watch cartoons. But anyway, honestly, when I first watched Batman Beyond, I wasn't too big of a fan of it. But then when I sat down and watched it one day, I don't know if I was sitting with my brother watching it or I just, nothing else was on TV and I watched it. That's when I started liking Batman Beyond, is when I sat and actually watched it. But, overall, that's my thoughts, with Batman Beyond. I think the show's a good show. It's a 4 out of 5 show, because the villains were so weak. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and tune in for the next one, where I do a review of the Batman animated series. So, after this uploads, I'll be starting that one. Catch you guys later. Peace out.